It is the kind of allegation that does not just shake a throne, it shakes the very foundation of the Nigerian Federation, striking at the heart of the most revered traditional institution in the country. The headline you saw is not a whisper from the rumor mill. It is a thunderous open indictment from an international observer, Mike Arnold, who has publicly named the Sultan of Sokoto, His Eminence Alhaji Saad Abubakar III, as a suspected sponsor or direct beneficiary of the terrorism ravaging northern Nigeria. Today, Saturday, December 6, 2025, we are breaking down this explosive dossier that has set the diplomatic and intelligence circles on fire. We are looking at the specific, damning checklist of innocence that Arnold has challenged the Sultan to meet, and we are connecting the dots between the Sultan's mysterious military past in Pakistan and the current Lakurawa invasion that is swallowing his domain. To understand the gravity of this moment, you have to realize that Mike Arnold is not just throwing stones, he is launching a precision missile at the credibility of the spiritual leader of Nigeria's 100 million Muslims. In a statement that has gone viral, Arnold argued that if the Sultan is truly innocent of the bloodshed happening under his watch, if he is not complicit in the slaughter of Christians and innocent villagers, he can prove it easily by taking specific actionable steps. But Arnold's conclusion is chilling. In my humble opinion, his continued refusal to do so points to his guilt. This is a direct accusation of tacit approval of genocide. Let's dissect the Pakistan connection, because this is the part of the accusation that has intelligence analysts sitting up. Arnold challenged the Sultan to produce verifiable records of his work as a brigadier general in Pakistan and Afghanistan. Now, why is this significant? We have verified that before he ascended the throne in 2006, Saad Abubakar served as Nigeria's defense attaché to Pakistan from 2003 to 2006, with accreditation to Afghanistan, Iran, and Saudi Arabia. This was the peak of the global war on terror, a time when that region was the headquarters of Al-Qaeda and the Taliban. Arnold is asking a dark question. What exactly did he do there? Who did he meet? Did he bring back an ideology that is now playing out in the forests of Zamfara and Sokoto? The insinuation is that the radicalization we see in the north today might have roots in those diplomatic years, and the refusal to open those files is fueling the suspicion that the Sultan might still be thinking like a general with a hidden agenda. Then there is the issue of fatwas. Arnold needs a simple demand. Issue fatwas against it. Declare killing of infidels to be haram. For years, critics have asked why the Sultanate has been relatively quiet or generic in its condemnation of religious violence. When Deborah Samuel was killed in Sokoto or blasphemy, the silence from the palace was deafening to many. Arnold is arguing that as the supreme head of the Islamic faith in Nigeria, the Sultan has the power to stop the religious justification for these killings with a single decree. By refusing to issue a specific fatwa declaring the killing of Christians as haram, Arnold argues he is giving the killers a theological pass. He is accusing the Sultan of repudiating radical imams only in private, while allowing them to radicalize youths in public. We also have to look at the mineral resources angle. Arnold challenged the Sultan to mobilize against the vast looting of minerals from his domain. This connects directly to the Lakurawa terror group we have been tracking. Security reports confirm that these terrorists are not just killing for sport. They are securing illegal gold mining sites in Zamfara and Sokoto. The northern governors recently called for a ban on mining, but Arnold's point is sharper. How can vast looting happen in the Sultan's backyard without his knowledge? In the traditional structure of the north, the emir knows every stranger who enters his domain. If foreigners from Mali and Niger are extracting gold and buying weapons, is it possible they are doing so without paying homage to the traditional powers? The accusation here is one of direct beneficiary, that the blood money from the mines might be flowing upwards. This allegation comes at a time when the Sultan has been presenting himself as a peacemaker, advocating for the release of Nnamdi Kanu and praising activists like Somore. But Arnold's statement suggests this peace-building image is a mask. He accuses the Sultan of showing not even a hint of moral outrage for the atrocities committed against the innocent. He paints a picture of a leader who is comfortable dining with presidents in Abuja while his own people are slaughtered by Lakurawa and bandits in the villages. The recent invasion of villages in Tangaza and Gudu, where terrorists imposed their own government and collected taxes, happened just kilometers from the Sultan's palace. How does a former brigadier general allow a foreign army to occupy his land unless he is complicit or compromised? The Lakurawa factor is particularly damning. Reports indicate that this group was initially invited by local leaders in 2017 to fight bandits. If the Sultan's district heads invited these foreign fighters who have now turned into monsters, does the ultimate responsibility not lie with the Sultan? Arnold's checklist demands that he work with authorities to identify, locate, and bring the terrorists to book. The implication is that the Sultan knows who they are, knows where they are, but is refusing to give them up. It suggests a protection racket where the traditional institution shields the terrorists from the military onslaught. This expose forces us to rethink the entire security architecture of Nigeria. If the accusations are true, even partially, it means the war against terror is unwinnable because the enemy is inside the command center. It means that every time the military plans an attack, the information might be leaking from the very palaces they are trying to protect. It explains why the banditry has lasted for over a decade, despite billions of dollars spent on security. Arnold is essentially saying, you are not fighting ghosts, you are fighting the Sultan's foot soldiers. The silence of the Sultanate in the face of such a specific itemized accusation will only fuel the fire. Mike Arnold has drawn a line in the sand. He says these are easy and a no-brainer for any blameless person. By listing actions that are within the Sultan's power, issuing a fatwa, releasing military records, exposing sponsors, he has cornered the monarch. If the Sultan ignores this, it looks like arrogance or guilt. If you respond, he validates the accuser. So, as we watch the Northwest burn, we must ask, is the Sultan a victim of a chaotic system, or is he the architect of the chaos? Is he a helpless traditional ruler, or is he the powerful general pulling the strings of a holy war? Mike Arnold says the evidence points to guilt. And until the Sultan issues that fatwa, exposes those sponsors, and opens his Pakistan files, that dark cloud of suspicion will remain over the throne of Sokoto. What do you think? Is Mike Arnold's accusation a brave truth or a reckless conspiracy theory? And should the Sultan be compelled to release his military records from Pakistan? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. We will keep digging until the truth is unearthed.